Okay, great. So hi everyone. Yeah, as Georgia said, I'm Rosie and I work at GlaxoSmithKline along with some other colleagues who are also on the call. So somewhere in there we've got Tom, Angelos, Laura and Kieran. So yeah, they're here too as well. So just really quickly, my role is Research and Development Project Manager in the space of disruptive innovation for consumer healthcare. And as part of that, I get to work with lots of external kind of startups, universities such as Cambridge, and research centres, including Cape. Which is why and how we've kind of got to the position that we are now. So really excited to be able to have launched a second research call really recently with yourselves at Cape. And in a few minutes, I'll kind of just explain what research areas we're keen to explore within that and all the details you need to know if you would like to submit. But I'll just briefly give you a quick overview of who we are and why we're here. Great, thanks, Mark. So I'm sure you'll probably already be fairly familiar with GlaxoSmithKline and its brands, and that's probably because historically of our long-standing role in the pharmaceutical and vaccine industries, where we've been a key player for quite a while. We develop in all things from oncology, HIV, malaria, and lots of different areas. But we're a pretty big organisation, touching lots of different parts of the world in one way or another. And you can see some figures at the top there just to kind of show that. But beyond that, we've also got a really significant consumer health care unit. And that's the area that I and my colleagues on the call are talking to you from. And that's the area that we are interested in and focusing the research funding projects for as well. So what is consumer healthcare? So if we can just flip onto the next slide, please, Mark. Thank you. So really simplistically, it is anything that can be purchased without a prescription that is beneficial to your health and well-being. So really good examples would be toothpaste, painkillers, products to help you stop smoking, all of these different things. And you can see some of the brands here and actually how we kind of rank globally as well. And so for a long time, companies such as GSK and some of the competitors such as AstraZeneca, Reckitt, Johnson & Johnson have all led their consumer health businesses through quite traditional problem solution medicated products. And by that, I mean providing consumers with something to fix the pain or reaction that they're experiencing there and then. And there is an element of preventative care within these products. So, for example, Sensodyne contains some really incredible technology actually that can rebuild your enamel on the teeth, and that obviously therefore prevents weakness and sensitivity. And things like Centrum, which is a vitamin supplement, will prevent deficiencies and all the diseases that are related to that. But personalization and preventative healthcare is relatively untapped, and there's a huge desire and need for this deeper understanding of the human body and the access to the data about its performance and actually how we really function. So tapping into these areas to develop understanding further and to support everyday health even more is our main mission as a company, and also here working with Cape in terms of the areas that we want to research. Next slide, please. Thank you. So to achieve this, like I said, we're focusing in a few key areas, and these are shown here. We're encouraging people to design any research proposals around these when submitting to the call, but things beyond this are also welcomed. So to start with, we've got oral health. So here we're looking at the mouth and oral hygiene as a route to improve general healthcare and systemic well-being. So, for example, there's this phrase that we say salivanomics, and that's all about using saliva samples to assess health issues. Other things, it could be about using blood samples. So we know that gum bleeding can be a symptom of gingivitis and other oral health challenges, but can the blood itself be used to analyze the body further and tell you a bit more about just what's going on in the mouth? And what can this say about the rest of your body? And it could be looking at other devices such as smart toothbrushes or smart tooth floss. What kind of measurements can we take from the breath, or can we put a sensor on an orthodontic brace to measure bacterial or chemical levels, for example? And the list goes on, really. Really, really exciting areas. Next, we've got diagnostics, and the rise of the pandemic, of course, has emphasised the importance of fast, low-cost, accurate diagnostics, and we actually foresee a future of this beyond COVID. So we want to know all about how to best analyse all things ranging from flus versus colds, sexually transmitted infections, internal bacterial or mineral levels, and so on and so on. And again, you can see how this overlaps with how we're trying to understand more about the overall well-being and health of the body, and what we can do with that information and how that can be of benefit to the consumer. Next, we've got women's health. So all types of physiological, psychological changes for women. Really importantly through that is going to be hormones and any biological impacts associated with menstruation, menopause, birth control, pregnancy and beyond, all of these really important moments in life. And again, really significantly lies across the other categories that we've got here too. So you can see that there's some really nice overlaps, some potentially really good juicy projects here to get stuck into. And finally, a really important hot topic, the psychological and physiological effects of stress, and in particular, the use of biomarkers to objectively measure stress and identify changes in mood and thought, and also the impact of that on the body as a result. So yeah, like I said, just to kind of round that all up, the overall aim is to improve our ability to understand the human body to support the everyday health even further. So next slide, please, Mark. Thank you. And this is the last slide. Just want to give you a bit more information about how to get involved. But there should be some documents that have already been circulated from the CAPE office. So the expression of interest form along with the call for proposal document. And like I said before, I can share these slides as well, because I know I've rushed through them just to make sure that we keep to the agenda. But yes, so in terms of what we are looking for more specifically, yeah, encourage you to think about what new or improved measurements are possible, what kind of new insights can be gained, and within that we of course recognise the value of research throughout the maturation of technologies, so all the way from entirely new science through to engineering for specific benefits such as cost or efficiency, all the way through to demonstration of a particular capability or integration of a technology. So all the way through those different phases, we're interested in exploring lots of different areas there. And finally, just want to say, so please do reach out to me and the GSK team with any questions that you've got, any ideas you want to perhaps discuss, early stage concepts. We're really keen to be involved and to help throughout the process to make this really kind of beneficial for everybody. So yeah, please do get in touch. Happy to share some more information and set up a call with us all if that's going to be helpful. And that's all from me. So yeah, thank you again, and looking forward to the rest of the session.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Rosie.